poverty threshold on average is 12,000 pesos across the nation. That's for a family of 5. And then when we're talking about NCR, that's over 13,000 pesos. Is that enough to really support a family of 5 to meet monthly needs?
Well, I think the poverty threshold should have been amended. It should be 14,000.
Why is that?
Actually, the poverty, when you talk about poverty incidence, it refers to the portion of the population who can hardly sustain a family of 5. And the poverty threshold, as a matter of fact, should be recomputed as what Director Mapa stated. No? Presently, it's 12,000, but perhaps it's much more than that. No? Because of the effect of all of this hardship that we're experiencing is still an offshoot of the recession that we've experienced last year. No, we're still reeling from recession, and this also brought about by the offshoot of the Western economy. Increased interest rates, all of these are effects of the recession that we're experiencing worldwide.
Sir, the poverty incidence is now 18.1%, 20 million Filipinos, and this is of course blamed on the pandemic. If hindi daw nangyari yung pandemic, would have been 15%. Better, But nevertheless, sir, how much longer are we going to be seeing incidences of close to 20% of the population in poverty, and this possibility of 2028 to single digits? Is that even a scenario that is likely?
This has always been the target of all administration. As a matter of fact, during the time of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, the poverty incidence was about 29%. No? So she reduced to 26% after her term. No? And it was targeted also by President Noynoy Aquino. No? But they failed because of certain eventualities that transpire that is not really controllable, no? Considering the fact that poverty is something that is inherent in our economy, no? Especially in the agricultural sector, no? Because this also the effect of a worldwide recession that we're experiencing. No? As a matter of fact, it's hard to predict when it will ease, no? Considering the fact that we are influenced by the Western economy. And also by the fact that the war that is going on in European countries, it also has an effect on us, no? Kasi karamihan ng mga raw materials galing rin sa kanila, no? Agriculture is hardly hit by this particular phenomenon that we're experiencing in Russia and Ukraine, no? Kahit na kaibigan natin na Ukraine, meron din tayong raw materials na i-import sa kanila, no? And a big bulk of our petroleum products also is coming from Russia. So, epekto pa rin ito ng kanila. Kaya, it's hard to predict when it will ease. No? But hopefully, kasi many economists are predicting that the war will ease towards the end of this year. Siguro, mag-i-ease na rin ang paghihirap natin. No?
Sana. Sir,
that's hope.
Sir, but notwithstanding po the war, which is out of our control, and like you mentioned, the pandemic that's hopefully behind us, given po the policies of the previous administration, kung hindi po nangyari to, and given what the present administration is trying to achieve, how exactly do you see us going to 9% or trying to get that target of 9% by 2028? Ano pa pong magagawa ng administration ngayon?
As a matter of fact, during the start of the term of President Duterte, the economy has grown by 6.5% and more than that, no? If not for the pandemic, we are out to grow by double digit, no? If not for the pandemic, siguro naka-recover na tayo and we are progressing. We are the fastest growing economy in Asia, if you will recall, no? During the time of, prior to the pandemic, during the time of President Duterte, no? Kaya siguro, with the policy of President Bongbong Marcos, no? Centering on agriculture, we hopefully can recover and reduce our poverty incidence by the end of this term.
Okay, we'll touch on that later, yung mga sectors, or especially agriculture, that the government has to actually touch on. But I want to ask you first about government interventions. You have the likes of 4Ps. How effective are those aids in at least addressing the needs of the poorest of the poor? Or is this something that the government at this stage needs to review or recalibrate to at least better address their immediate needs?
Effective ba po ang 4Ps?
Siguro effective, no? But not necessarily completely effective considering the fact that they become a more or less a subservient to it, no? As a matter of fact, as to what the President Secretary of the TSW has stated, many of the members of the 4Ps previously should have been removed from the list, no? So in other words, this is reflective of the fact that these people are becoming more or less a parasite, so to speak, and relying on 4Ps only, no, and not more or less trying to recover from their state of poverty and relying only on help coming from the government only. No? Yun ang nakikita kong epekto ng 4Ps eh. Although nakakatulong naman to, no, pero it's not 100% foolproof, no, considering the fact that many of these people who are included in the 4Ps should not have been included in the first place. No?
Now, earlier, again, you were mentioning about how, of course, we are in an environment that's really economically challenging here. Of course, one of which is inflation. Finance Secretary Ben Jokno believes that has already peaked in July. What do you think? Is the worst really over, or do you see this at least increasing some more and remaining elevated in the near term?
As what many economists have stated, no, siguro makaka-recover tayo sa inflation rate natin during the first quarter. No? But because of the rising interest rate, no, that is because of the rising interest rate. No? In order to arrest the current inflation, dinataas natin ng interest rate. No? Pero meron din negatibong epekto, no, yung rising interest rate. No? Investment has become quite expensive.
Okay.
Because of the rising interest rate, no? The cost of borrowing is also increasing. No? Ano magiging epekto dito sa unemployment? No? Tataas ang unemployment natin kasi walang investment.
Sir, speaking po of unemployment, we've seen a remarked decrease naman, sir. So from the peaks of above 17% unemployment in the 2020 pandemic, we're single digits right now, sir. Why is this not translating to lower poverty incidences, even if theoretically po dapat meron ng mga trabaho yung mga tao?
Well, because of the fact that ang karamihan ng unemployed natin is coming from the agricultural sector. And 60% of our employment are coming from agriculture. No? Eh pag sa agriculture natin, kaya gano'n hindi nagbabago yung unemployment rate natin. Kasi karamihan ng mga walang trabaho are coming from the agriculture. Konti lang galing sa industrial. Basically, an agricultural country tayo eh.
Tama.